Friends, Greg, Newmaster, coming at you again with another action figure review. Today I have the SH Figuarts Spider-Man, aka Miles Morales from Spider-Man Across the Spiderverse. If you like the video, please like and subscribe and help me to build my channel. Thank you very much. I gotta say, team, normally I am a Mafex guy. I think Mafex makes the best superhero action figures in the 6-inch scale. Just the articulation, the sculpt, the quality. They're just beautiful figures. But I do love SH Figuarts figures as well, especially for Dragon Ball Z or Dragon Ball Super figures. However, my biggest complaint about SH Figuart figures is the hip joints. They are so weird and just clunky looking and just not aesthetically pleasing. So, you know, when it comes to something like Spider-Man figures, I wouldn't buy them just because I can't stand the way the hips look. They just look so strange. However, with the most recent Across the Spider-Verse figures, they did not do the typical hip articulation, and I'll take a moment here to show you. So, all right, so here is Ultra Instinct Goku, and he clearly has many folds in his pants. So what SH Figuarts likes to do is they put this little piece here, and it looks fine because Goku has big floppy folded pants. Now, if this was Tobey Maguire Spider-Man, they would have this same sort of hip structure where there is this loose piece, and it just looks silly, in my opinion, and I just don't like it. Mafex doesn't have that. Mafex has nice, fluid, seamless sort of looking hip joints. Well, they're not seamless, but they just look way better, in my opinion. Now, like I said, with these SH Figuarts figures, they look beautiful, and they did not do that with the hips. They still don't look perfect, but they look pretty darn good. So when I saw that Gwen Stacy or Spider-Gwen and Miles Morales were being released, especially so soon, because I haven't seen anything from Mafex, especially with Across the Spider-Verse, I had to get these figures. So they just look beautiful. So let's get into it. You know, SH Figuarts has much smaller boxes compared to Mafex. So here's a standard Mafex box compared to SH Figuarts. Doesn't mean that the scale is any different. Actually, these figures are taller than the previous Mafex versions. And I don't know if that's just like they chose a little bit different of a scale, or because in the movie, Gwen and Miles are a little bit more grown up. So anyhow, I'll do a size comparison, but let's get a look at these boxes. There's a QR code on the bottom. With Mafex, they put like a sticker on to show that these are authentic and not bootlegs. I guess that this is SH Figuarts' way of doing that now, because there are a lot of knockoffs out there typically. But some of the knockoffs are pretty darn good. I have a few knockoff Mafex Spider-Man that I have bought, but there's the back of the box, just nice dynamic poses. I have not, the other competitor in terms of these figures are the Sentinel figures. I have not purchased those, but they look really good as well. So there's the top of the box, bottom, front, side, other side, and the bottom and the back. So it's taped on the side. I already cut it with an X-Acto knife, so let's bust this out and see how our boy Miles looks. And so we get some instructions in the back. So it looks like you could swap out the eyes, which is really fun. I appreciate that feature. We get 3 different head sculpts, 2 different neck joints. We get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 total sets of hands. They're pretty thorough on their directions here. It looks like Japanese instructions. I'm pretty sure, I'm going to assume that's Japanese. I could be highly wrong. I do not know Japanese, so I apologize if I get that wrong. Anybody who knows Japanese, and if these are Japanese characters, or what characters they are, please correct me if I'm wrong. Here's the English on the side. And it's just showing you how to put the things together on the back, which is nice, because some of these figures can be very complicated. He comes with a nice looking stand. I'm not going to open this up. You all can figure out how to put a stand on your figure and how to pose it. But very nice. The spray paint Spider-Man logo for Miles. And here he is. Let's bust him open and check him out. Try to do this without spilling him all over the place. I do this almost every time, and I always spill all the little things because it's put in there so tightly. And let's get him out. And yeah, wow, just a really beautiful looking figure. He's very sleek. Which I appreciate. They put this little piece of plastic in between the torso to prevent from paint rub. I also want the Spider-Man 2099 figure from this line when he comes out. So I really appreciate this look. I love how he's so long and lean, wiry looking. He looks very spider-like. I do like, but I don't like the traditional look of Peter Parker Spider-Man from the 60s and 70s. He's really thick. I loved how in the 90s, late 80s, early 90s, like with McFarlane, they made Peter Parker Spider-Man look real skinny and wiry looking. I always appreciated that. I didn't think Spider-Man could be buff. Or I didn't like that Spider-Man was buff looking. I just didn't think that was appropriate. I liked how he looks spidery and wiry, and that's how Miles looks like here. So, okay, so I'm looking at the hips here, and just look at how gappy and clunky that looks for SH Figuarts. That's my only critique of this figure. There's no reason it shouldn't be smooth and seamless. And maybe I just don't have it lined up. Okay, yeah, so, all right, that's the reason it was that way. It just wasn't lined up. So, a little bit of gappage, but the hips don't look too bad. But this long, lanky Spider-Man, I mean, just look at how nice that looks. You can get him into some really nice Spider-Man looking poses. Oh, wow, that's kind of annoying. The head doesn't move back the way that it should. That just popped off like so. Maybe if I can turn that peg around, I can get the head up more. But yeah, just look at really, really wonderful articulation. We have a torso. There's a cut in the diaphragm. He bends back that far. He can crunch about that far, but not too much of a crunch compared to like Marvel Legends. You know, he's on the barbell joint, and it's a bent barbell joint, which is something that Mafex and SH Figuarts normally do with the neck. But there's 2 points of articulation in the neck, so you get a lot of head movement, even though mine doesn't seem to be doing that right now. We get the butterfly joints in the shoulders, which is actually kind of unnecessary on this figure. The peg sticks out so far that, I mean, you can... Holy crap, he can like stretch like a real human being when you're pulling your arm across your chest. So nice flexibility there. We get the double jointed elbows, which is one of my favorite modern features of articulation, double jointed elbows and knees. So you can get a nice dynamic bend like a real person. There's a hinge in the ankle. Mine's actually kind of loose. He's very small and thin. We get ankle pivot. We even get the classic toe articulation like the original Toy Biz figures had, which is nice. There are drop-down hips there. We get a thigh cut. We can do a nice straddle. And he has a really nice kick. So, do a split like a ballerina. And he just looks beautiful. Let's take a good look at the new chest design. In this film, the suit has improved. It does not look like the comic book version of Miles Morales. He sort of has a V, a red V, and then it goes down the shoulders, and then he has the red webbing. So the movie version doesn't look quite like the comic book. It's very textured. And it's not just like a makeshift suit, so it looks pretty darn good. And I love how the eyes sort of stick out on the mask, if you can see that. And we can remove those, which is cool. And we can swap out the other eyes if you want to do that as well. So really, look at how big his hands are. His hands are huge compared to Gwen's. So here's the SH Figuart Spider-Gwen, and just like the proportions. So let's compare them size-wise right now. These are very beautiful looking figures. I just love them. Looks fantastic. And I mean, I love the Across or Into the Spider-Verse Miles Morales more than the comic book version. And they are the same height. Where here is Miles. This is Mafex Miles from Into the Spider-Verse. And I don't know if they have him so small just because he was younger in that first film. And it looks like Miles went through a little bit of puberty from the last film to this film. But just as a comparison, here is also, this is Mafex Peter B. Parker, which I love this figure. Peter Parker is my favorite Spider-Man, and he's taller than all of them. The thing that I love about this Mafex figure versus the SH Figuarts is the soft good clothes. I mean, just look at that jacket and the hoodie and the shorts. He's got his Jordan 1s on. Just so cool. Also, let's take a look real quick at what I'm talking about with the hips. So, look at Mafex. Like, the hip joint is on... See, it's on the inside. It's not on the outside like this. So it just looks way smoother. It's just like a much nicer sculpt, in my opinion. So that's sort of what I'm talking about. But like I said, these SH Figuarts figures are beautiful. Just love it. All right, so what else do we got? We have two other head sculpts. So here's like sort of a more neutral smirking face. And then there's a happy face. I like his hairstyle in this one too. His hair is a little bit more wild and sort of like teenager looking. He comes with a neck peg for his unmasked head. And we can put that on like so. Oh, I don't like how they have these in separate pieces. They should just already have it together for you, so you don't have to do this. But, oh, and that is not staying on there well, which is a little bit unnerving. So we're going to check this out. Throw that on. So that popped on, and there we go. So there he is with his unmasked head. And that's sort of, it's a little bit more than neutral. He has a little bit of a smirk. And then, want to be careful there. Don't want to snap it off. And we also have another, a happier smile, which I like because I really love the characterization of Miles in these movies. I mean, these are some of the best all-time Spider-Man movies. I think the first one may be the best Spider-Man movie ever made, even though it was animated. It's just so good, so well done. And this new one was awesome as well. If you haven't seen it, go see it. It's fantastic, especially if you're a Spider-Man fan. I'm going to put Miles back here with Gwen and Peter. And I'm old school, you know, I grew up with Peter Parker. Peter Parker will always be my Spider-Man. I love that character. He's my all-time favorite comic book hero, but I love Miles Morales. So you get a pair of open hands, really nice paint job. You get a second set of open hands, a little redundant. You get the flip hands, like so. Looks really good. Nice design. You can see that. Sorry, my fat sausage fingers. And you get a web holding hand, like so. Now, the thing I would say that sets Mafex apart, also besides the overall sculpt, is Mafex with the hands and the feet, they come with magnet feet. So you can stick, you know, your Spider-Man onto a magnetic surface, even though it's not working right now. It does work, trust me. For example, there is magnetized Mafex Spider-Man and Venom on my lampshade there. So it does work, and that is something that sets these figures apart. And just like the soft good clothes, I mean, just awesome. Okay, so the last feature, you get 3 different webbings, 1, 2, 3. I don't know if you guys really want to see these, you know. It's the same with like every one of these figures. You just pop the hand off and you can attach it. The only cool feature about this is the switching of the eyes. So you could do this with your fingernail. They do give you this little black tool to do that with, but you don't even need that. And you can do some different eye poses with this. And let's see if I can get this on so it looks right. And that is not, I don't think I'm putting it on right. There we go. So, so here's like sort of a startled look, and then you can pop the other lens off and throw the other eye on as well, as I just dropped it. There you go. You port that in and you have a different look. So he's really cool looking. He's great. So Gwen got 2 different head sculpts, or spider masked head sculpts, but with this one you have the changeable lenses, so you can do some fun things with that if you want. So anyhow, Miles Morales, SH Figuarts, awesome figure. I highly recommend it. Very beautiful, very well done. A+ by SH Figuarts. The only complaint I have is that the hips are just a little bit gappy, but it's a great figure. If you like the video, guys, please like and subscribe, and God bless you all. Peace.